Hi guys, my name is Katie, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my favourite badass female characters. There's a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this list, in no particular order, all very badass and all very strong characters for various different reasons. The first one on my list is Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. She is a badass, so intelligent, very underrated, I think, especially in the books. She is, like I said, a complete badass, so intelligent, so clever, a quick learner, and the majority of people who have read Harry Potter know the way it entails and know how it ends, and it's between Harry and Voldemort and that kind of stuff. But if it was Hermione that had to be like the chosen one, things would have been eradicated and sorted a lot sooner, in my opinion. Obviously, I love Harry and I love Harry Potter, the whole series. But if Hermione had have been the one who was chosen, would have been figured out a lot quicker, would have been sorted a lot quicker, and done in a lot more style, because she is so intelligent, such an inspiration, especially for a lot of young girls who read the books can identify with her. So she is a total badass, but more like physically, obviously she can deal with a lot, but mentally she's one of the strongest characters I think I've ever read about. Next one on my list is again from Harry Potter. That's Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter, and her strength comes from the fact that her empathy for people and her compassion for people and her sincerity and the fact that she always tries to see the good in every situation, and again with the events that go on in this series and all the things that happen, to be able to do that, keep a level head, be positive, see the good in things, try and remain optimistic, must have been so difficult. And her and Ron Weasley are the two characters that managed to do that throughout the whole thing, despite what happens to both of them and people that they care about. The mental strength Luna has makes her a total badass, and the fact that everyone thinks she's a bit mad and a bit crazy, and really when you think about it, when you read the books and when you watch the movies, a lot of the stuff she says and a lot of the ideas she has sound crazy, but she's actually the only one quite a lot of time who makes the most sense with things that she says, especially to Harry. Her friendship with Harry is something I really value and I find really nice in the whole series. She is a badass. The fact that her empathy for people and her compassion for people really shines, and she's one of the only characters that shows that. So in that aspect of it, she is a total badass for dealing with things the way she does. My next one is Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. She's a badass in every sense of the word. One of the most stubborn characters I've ever read about, but I think that actually is one of her strengths, considering what goes on and what people try and make her do. Her being so stubborn and her being able to stand her ground really does matter, because the things that happen in that book, the books rather, couldn't happen to somebody who's a pushover. So the fact that she's brave and stands up for people and puts herself in danger for people, she stands up for what she believes and she's not pushed around by anybody. She's physically strong, she's mentally strong, she's emotionally strong. I love Katniss, especially book Katniss. I love the movies. I think the movies did an absolutely brilliant job of the books. The adaptation from the books to the movies was absolutely amazing. I love the movies. I need to rewatch them. I need to reread it, but my heart can't handle the last one, and things that happen in the last one I can't. I went to watch the last one with Lee in the cinema, and I was sat there crying in the cinema, so I'm not ready to watch it again yet. I will soon. But Katniss, oh, she's again. Stubbornness can be really irritating sometimes. It can be, because if she just stopped to think about something just for maybe a second longer, things would be a bit different. But that's why I love Katniss, because she goes with her gut. So, yeah, one of the strongest female characters I've ever read about, and at such a young age as well, because she's only supposed to be about 16, I think, in the books. How can she handle all the things that go on and still come through it and still be strong? It's crazy. My next one on my list is Alosa or Alosa. I'm not too sure how you say her name, from Daughter of the Pirate King. She is one of the most stubborn, headstrong characters I've ever read about. And to me, reading about characters who are meant to be strong and headstrong is really nice, because I'm quite headstrong. It can be known as being stubborn, but I'm very headstrong. I won't be pushed into doing anything, and that's why I like these characters, because despite the fact that they're very nice and they're understanding and they're helpful, they still won't take any crap off anybody. But yeah, she's one of the most headstrong, driven characters I've ever read about, especially in YA, because a lot of the female characters, even though they're the main character, get treated by other girls and boys in the stories like a kind of like side character that isn't as important and doesn't matter as much, and sometimes their opinion is treated as they're irrelevant. Like women in some way are seen as like the weaker sex, but I would not, especially with Katniss and Aloza, I would not want to be the man or the boy that turn around and tell them they are the weaker sex. They'll probably get their head chopped off or something. But yeah, Aloza, she's a badass. She is. She can fight. She can look after herself. She can put any man down. Like any man who tried to fight her, she would beat them and put them down within seconds. She is absolutely amazing. You need to read Daughter of the Pirate King if you like strong female, stubborn, independent female characters who know what they want and know how to get it. You should read it. The next one is Via from Wonder, and Wonder is obviously about a little boy called Augie Pullman who was born with like facial deformities and things, and Via is his sister, Olivia Via. And she's not not a badass in the same way as these other characters. It's the fact that obviously because of him having all these disabilities, he is the main focus of their parents. That he is a lot of looking after. He has a lot of operations, and he's only a kid. He's like 10 years old, so he goes through a lot. So obviously their focus is always mainly on Augie, and Via is absolutely amazing about it. She doesn't mind being a child who's always like in the background, and always like they go to her last to ask her how her day's been and how she is and what's going on with her. She doesn't mind that. She's very selfless. She puts herself after everyone else. Her main focus is Augie. She always wants to make sure he's okay and that he's happy, helping him with anything he's going through. And for me, that again, I like the headstrong characters who take no crap, but I also like very selfless and caring and sweet, thoughtful characters, and that's what she is. She goes through a lot of stuff. I felt quite sorry for her in the book. It's understandable that he is going to be the focus because all the things he's going through, and he's only a child, so obviously he needs more help. But how she deals with things and how she handles things is an inspiration to people. It's one of them stories that really makes you stop and think, and it's mainly because of the character Via and how she handles things. I'm a lot like her. I put everyone else before me. As long as people I care about happy, if I see people that I care about happy, I'm a happy person. I don't mind putting myself on hold or putting myself behind everyone else. Make sure everyone else is okay. Then I feel more happy. I get quite upset when people I care about are upset or they're going through things, and I feel like I can't help. This is why I love Via. I related to Via quite a lot. I felt quite sorry for her, but she is just so lovely, so understanding, and that to me it makes her a badass, because it'd be understandable for a lot of people to be like jealous or bitter or feel left out or play up or anything, but she doesn't. She's so lovely and so mature with the way she deals with things. It was my favourite character in the books. The next one, total opposite kind of, is Manon from Throne of Glass. I love Manon. She's a witch. She comes in Crown of Midnight and like Air of Fire and things, and she runs like the Black Beak clan, of witches. Oh, she's ace. I love Manon. She's so funny. Again, she's kind of like Aloysia and Katniss. Anyone that does her wrong, she'll just cut them down. Like even members of her own clan, like people who are following her, like obviously because she's the leader. If they do her wrong, she'll punish them and she'll whip them and God knows what else, which is a bit extreme. But her attitude is awesome, and she's obviously scary. She's a scary woman, and don't get alongside her, but she's got a really soft side. She adopts this wyvern like dragon called Abraxas, and their relationship, she's like hard on everyone else and she's harsh with everyone else, but her relationship with her wyvern reminds me of Hiccup and Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. That is what she's like with this. So I love the fact that she's a badass and she'll take any message, she'll kill people, look after her clan, but behind closed doors she's really quite soft and really nice. But as a leader, she's amazing as a leader. She is again very stubborn, like a lot of these female characters are, but won't take any crap. She's very level-headed as well. She keeps her head in the most dangerous situations. She can still make sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, even when there's bloodshed and there's like hundreds of people around her all fighting and they're all dying and getting killed. She's still focused. Can still keep everybody in line. So again, a very mentally strong female character, and I feel sorry for any man, it's not happened yet, or any woman for that matter, that comes along and tries to belittle her, because they'll be dead within seconds. So she is the main reason I'm enjoying reading the books more now. She's come into it and they're far better than they were beforehand. She's a really awesome character. My next one is Michonne from the Walking Dead comics and from the TV series. I've read about 10 of the comics, and she is a badass. She is. physically. Emotionally, she's a bit kind of withdrawn from people, and she's a woman of very few words, but she lets her fight and do the talking. She can, like, she's one scene I remember in the TV show, she's walking through a forest, there's about 20 zombies, and she just beheads them all within about a minute. She is a total badass. She's the kind of person you want with you in that situation to look after you, because she's very stealthy, very quiet. Like I said, she doesn't let her emotions get the better of her. She's very, again, very level-headed. She keeps her emotion and her anger and stuff in check and focuses it on her fighting. I love Michonne. I do. She's one of my favourite characters. She's a bit, pardon my, bit of a bitch in the comics. She comes in and like kind of muscles away in and then like pushes away into a relationship between two characters, so they end up like splitting up. So that I didn't really agree with, because she's not like that in the TV show. But as far as Walking Dead characters go, she's one of my favourites. She's not my top favourite, but she's my favourite female character in it because she takes no shit. And when Rick gets a bit like hot-headed and gets a bit like, you know, jumps on his high horse to try to boss everyone around, I won't listen. She is always the one to tell him he needs to just think about things and to stop being so hasty and, you know, take other people's opinions into consideration and stuff. So she will step up when someone is being unreasonable. Nobody else will. So that makes her brave to like try and overthrow the person who's the leader of your group. Is very brave. So yeah, she is a total badass. And the last one on my list is Isabel Lightwood from the Mortal Instruments series. Again, she is very emotionally strong, very stubborn. Again, I think with a lot of these female characters, they act stubborn and act like a lot of things don't bother them. They don't care about things. Obviously, they do deep down, because they're women. Women do care about things a lot more, get a lot more emotional about things. But she can fight, she can handle herself. Again, any man that tries to get on the wrong side of her, she will probably just kill them. But oh, she is like level-headed. She keeps everyone on the straight and narrow, looks after everybody. She kind of like takes on like a motherly role to the characters, especially Clary. She takes Clary under her wing and looks after her. And her brother Alec can be a bit of a drama queen and, you know, a mountain out of a molehill, that kind of thing, because she'll tell him to just stop being an idiot and, you know, cut the crap and just get on with things and focus on what he's supposed to be doing. She keeps Jace in line. Which is quite hard because Jace is just a douche. But just the way these female characters deal with things mentally and emotionally makes them a badass, in my opinion. Not like a lot of things they do physically, because obviously a lot of them can fight and look after themselves, but it's how they deal with things mentally, to me, that makes them an inspiration and characters to look up to. Because yes, a lot of them as well are pretty and look after themselves and people admire them and people think they're beautiful, all that kind of stuff, but it's more than that. It's not just how they look with these female characters, it's how they deal with things, and their personalities really shine. And don't take any crap. Like I said, they're not being treated. None of them are going to ever put up with being treated as the weaker sex. They will stand up for themselves, especially Isabel, more than anybody. Isabel will do that more than anybody. But it's nice to see the softer side of her. But yeah, she is like a badass. You wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of Isabel. Out of all the shadow hunters that I wouldn't want to come across to fight, Isabel would be the worst, because she's just crazy. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. I just wanted to talk about some inspirational badass women that I really enjoyed reading. Enjoyed reading about. Let me know some of your favourite female badass characters or male badass characters, but I tend to read more books that kind of have like main characters who are women, or like side characters who are like awesome as women. So yeah, let me know who your favourite one is. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave me some comments and chat to me. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!